if I traded it all.
Welcome back, everyone. My next guest has also been on with me before. I have Phil Reese. Phil is a business broker with West USA. Welcome back to the show.
Thank you, Carol.
Okay, let's talk a little bit about, first off, let's talk about what a business broker is.
Yes, a business broker, Carol, helps people buy and sell businesses. So I act as a go-between between the buyers and sellers. Now, in Arizona, to be a business broker, you have to have a real estate license. But unlike a realtor who sells houses, I only sell businesses. So if somebody called me and said, hey, Phil, sell my house, I would say, no, that's not my specialty. Call a realtor. And just like a realtor should not be trying to sell a business. It's a totally different specialty. Now, not all business brokers are created equally, though. There are ordinary brokers, and then there are brokers who have earned the CBI designation. And there are only 9 out of 80 of the business brokers in the state who have been awarded the CBI designation.
Now, you got to tell everybody what a CBI designation is.
Okay, a CBI designation, first of all, CBI stands for a Certified Business Intermediary. And I am a CBI. I'm one of the 9 people in the state who has that.
That's kudos to you. Congratulations.
Thank you. So a CBI is awarded by the International Business Broker Association. The International Business Broker Association is the largest business broker trade group in the world. So for me to get that CBI designation, I had to travel all over the country. I had to go to educational seminars. Each of them was like 3 hours, and then at the end of the seminar or the class, we had to take a test. And altogether, I took about 60 hours of education on how to facilitate the sale of a business. And then at the end of all that, it took about over a year for me to take all these classes. Then I had to sit for a 3-hour test. And then after that test, it takes about 2 weeks before you get your results. So I was on pins and needles, but I passed the test on the first try. Thankfully.
Wow, awesome. That is just awesome. Now, first of all, I want to get into what types of business that you sell.
Okay, I usually tell potential sellers I sell profitable businesses. And I'm not being facetious because so many businesses out there are not profitable. So it's very rare to actually have somebody call me who has a profitable businesses. But as far as types of businesses, I don't really have a specialty. I mean, there are some people out there who only sell restaurants. I sell any type of business as long as it's profitable. I've sold construction companies, plumbing companies, electrical contractors, landscaping companies, restaurants. I mean, any type of business you can think of, I have probably sold it.
Okay. Who's your typical client? And I don't mean by business. I'm going to take you away from all of this right now for a minute, okay? Because there are a lot of people out there that are thinking of retiring. They have businesses, small businesses. Do you do both big and small?
Yes.
Okay. And then for the person that is out there, I want to know that typical client, the person that's calling you saying, you know, something right now, who's that person that's picking up the phone? They have a profitable business. Does it matter how profitable, as long as it's profitable?
Yes, it does. I would say most buyers want a business that's netting at least $50,000 to $100,000 a year.
Okay, that's pretty reasonable,
Yep.
Obviously. And so, who's that client that's listening right now that might be that person? Describe that person.
Okay, a typical seller would be somebody who's looking to retire. They've maybe owned the business for 20 or 30 years, and they're getting into their 60s or 70s, and they're thinking, hey, this is time to pass it on to someone else. Sometimes it'll be somebody who is moving out of state. I've had instances where a husband or a wife has gotten a big promotion and has to move to Florida, and the person who owns the business, their business is a lot smaller and makes a lot less than what the spouse is going to make in Florida, so they have to sell the business to move. Health issues. I've unfortunately had people call who have been diagnosed with cancer, and they have to sell the business. But typically, I would say it's somebody who wants to retire or burnout. Some people have been doing it for so long, they're sick of working 7 days a week, they're done, they want to sell it.
Okay, now you offer a business owner, it's a free, no obligation valuation for their business. What does that entail?
Okay, the free, no obligation valuation is I will let somebody know what I think I can sell their business for in today's market. And if you want, I can go over the process.
But it's mainly what they get for that. Obviously, you're going to come in, you're going to talk to them, you're going to do a free consultation
Yes.
with them. You got to go in, you got to look at everything, the books, the whole bit, right?
Yes. So I look at all their books and records, and I come up with a price that I think I can sell it for in today's market, and then present that to them.
Okay. And do you do this valley-wide?
Yes.
Okay. And how long have you actually been doing this?
I have been a business broker since 2001.
Okay, so since 2001, he's been doing this. He's valley-wide. He does free consultations. This is no obligation. It's a free valuation for your business. And I'm going to let you call in here for that. You can call here at 602-277-5369. Toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. We're going to get you connected with him. You can also call him at 480-707-7721 and check him out on his website. It's philsellsbiz.com. This is something, obviously, we were talking about this before. There are a lot of people out there. This is planting a seed. This whole thing that we're doing. There might be somebody out there going, gosh, I really have something right now that I would really like to get out of. Could be that.
Yep.
It could be that you're listening to this and then it goes back and you sit there and you talk to your significant other out there that you're saying, gosh, I heard this on the radio. What do you think?
Yes.
Is that generally what happens?
Yes, because some people don't even know there's a profession called business brokers. When I decided to sell my business, I didn't even know that there was such a profession. So I just did research and found out that there's actually a group of people who help people sell businesses. So a lot of times, this may be the first time somebody has even heard the term business broker.
Right. And also, I want to know, too, how do you value what a business is? Because that's important. You're coming in, you're saying this person's been working all their life. It's their own business. It's like when you come into someone's home, your home might seem like it's the Taj Mahal, but it may or may not be. Is it the same sort of thing with the business?
Yes. So the process is someone calls me, and usually I'll have a 10 or 15-minute conversation with them on the phone just to see if it's even worth it for us to get together. Then if we feel that it's worth our time to get together, I'll actually go out to their place of business, or sometimes they want to meet at my office. So I'll get together with them, sit down with them, ask them all kinds of questions about their business. And then I get into the financial aspect. So what I do is I will review their last 3 years' profit and loss statements, their balance sheets, and their last 3 years' business tax returns. I'll review all that and try to figure out what is this business really making. And then I'll also do research. I'll research, if it's a plumbing company, I'll do research on the industry. Okay, can I find some comparable sales out there? Have any plumbing companies sold in the last 12 months? And then I'll try to get some comps on that. And then I'll put that all together, and then I'll come up with the most probable selling price. And then I'll present that to them. And if they're in agreement with that price, we'll go ahead and list the business.
Now, again, if you have a business out there, it doesn't matter the size, small, medium, or large.
Yep.
But it has to be it has to be profitable. It isn't something that you're going to, obviously you can't sell something that's not worth anything.
No, unfortunately, if the business is losing money, I really can't help them.
Okay, so that's important information, but you know what? If you obviously know that and understand that, especially if you're a business person out there, but the number to call him, write it down. It is 480-707-7721. His website is philsellsbiz.com, and he's been doing this since 2001. He will do a free consultation with you. It is a free, no obligation valuation of your business. And if you know someone, tell them about this. We're going to go to a break.
Okay.
And when we come back, we're going to talk further about some of the different kinds of things and how you get this process going that you can help these people. Again, we can call in here. I will get you connected with him. Our number here is 602-277-5369. Toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. His number is 480-707-7721. It's philsellsbiz.com. We'll be back in just a minute.
If I traded it all, if I gave
Welcome
it
back.
all.
And we are talking with Phil Reese. He is a business broker with West USA. And there are a lot of people out there that own businesses that are either wanting to get out, they're retiring, they're tired of doing the business anymore, or they have, unfortunately, maybe they have been given a medical reason why they might need to do it. And you've been doing this since 2001. And you said to me at the break that there wasn't any question that anyone can't ask me that I couldn't answer. I can do this in my sleep.
Typically, yes.
I just want to say that because you do know your stuff. You are also a CBI, which is a certified business intermediary. How do you say that?
Intermediary.
Thank you, because
Yes.
I couldn't read my own, whatever it's there. Okay. But also, you're only one of 9
Yes.
in the whole, is it the whole state?
The whole state, yes.
The whole state. So that's awesome. And so you have a lot of behind you. You have this knowledge, and you help people sell their businesses. Yes, it does have to be a profitable business. We just want you to know that. But the only way you're going to know whether it is or not is by doing a consultation with him. He is offering a free, it's a no obligation valuation of your business, which he will tell you what he thinks your business is worth, and then you can go from there. You can either call here at 602-277-5369. You can also call him at 480-707-7721, or go to his website too. Check him out. It's philsellsbiz.com, and he will do this from anywhere. So in other words, it's all of Arizona. You're valley-wide.
Yes.
Okay. Now, we got all of that out.
Okay.
We were talking about your typical business, and I sort of described that just now, the business owner that was thinking of doing this. In terms of selling a business, it isn't a right-away turnaround.
No, it's not. The process can take a while. From the time that I list a business, I would say on average, it takes about 6 to 8 months to sell a business. And even then, the nationwide stats are only 1 out of 8 businesses listed will ever sell. Right now, I would say I'm probably selling about 50% of the listings that I have. I would love to sell 100%. But for whatever reason, there's just not a buyer out there for every business that is listed.
Right. Also, though, are you looking for buyers too sometimes? I mean, you have them listed on your website?
Yes. Right now, though, it is a seller's market.
Okay.
We have more buyers than we have qualified businesses for sale.
Okay, so they're looking for businesses. They want to, that can be any size, any type.
Yes. I've sold businesses for as low as $100,000 to up to $5.8 million.
Okay. So it does take, there is a process.
Yes.
The process, first you have to screen, the person who's calling you that's wanting to sell, but then you also want to, screen your buyers too.
Yes.
How do you do that?
Okay, so once I get a listing and I'm advertising the listing, I'll start to get inquiries from potential buyers. So the first thing I do when I meet with a potential buyer is I will have them fill out what is called a non-disclosure agreement. Some people call it a confidentiality agreement. It's basically an agreement that says everything we discuss about the business, they will keep confidential, because most sellers do not want everyone to know their business is for sale. They don't want their employees finding out it's for sale, their vendors, their customers. Because if those people find out the business is for sale, especially employees, sometimes they can panic and think, oh my goodness, a new guy's going to come in, fire me, I better look for another job. So the buyer needs to sign a confidentiality agreement to basically promise they're not going to spill the beans that this business is for sale. Then the next step is they have to fill out a buyer questionnaire. And this is a questionnaire that gives me some background. Have you ever owned a business? Are you working now? What type of business have you owned? What type of job do you have now? And then most importantly, how much cash do you have to invest? Because you'd be surprised, Carol, how many people call me on a $250,000 business and they only have $5,000 cash to invest. It's not like real estate where you can do a no money down deal. With businesses, you have to have some cash to buy the business, typically at least 50% down.
How does it work in terms of financing?
Good question. So there are basically 3 ways these deals get done. The first is cash. Of course, most sellers want cash. If a business is for sale for $250,000, they would love for someone to come in. Here, Carol, here's $250,000. Buy. But the most common way that these deals get done is a combination large cash down payment and a seller carry note. So if you have a business for sale for, say, $100,000, a buyer will say, hey, Carol, I'll give you a $50,000 cash down payment, and then I'd like to pay you the balance of the $50,000 over, say, 3 to 5 years, and I'll pay you 6 to 7% interest over that time period. And then the third way that these deals get done is through an SBA loan, which is a small business administration loan. Banks are actually lending right now, and a buyer can get into a business right now with as low as 20% down. So for them to qualify for an SBA loan, they'll have to have at least 20% cash down. They'll have to have a high FICO score, typically in the high 700s. They'll have to have at least 2 years industry experience in the business that they're purchasing.
So there's a lot that goes into this.
Yes.
And he offers a free, no-obligation valuation for your business. His number is 480-707-7721. Phil sells biz.com. Or you can also call here. I will get you connected with him too. Our number here is 602-277-5369, and toll free it's 1-866-536-1100. So your services, you got to get paid somehow. How do you charge for your services?
Carol, I charge a success fee, which basically means that I don't get paid unless the seller gets paid. I don't charge a fee for the initial valuation. I don't charge an upfront retainer fee. I'm in it with the seller. So if they don't sell it, I don't get paid. If they sell it, then I'm rewarded.
Wow, that's awesome. So he calls it a success fee.
Yes.
So he's in there along with you. And you know what's really nice about that too is you're going to work just really hard for that, and that's what makes that special. So again, he is one of only 9 in Arizona who has the certified business intermediary advice. I don't know how to say it. Just say it for me.
Certified business intermediary.
I can't say it. I know I see it. I can't say it. Have you ever had that happen?
Yes.
And again, that's what makes him very different than anyone else out there. You also have a story that's a success story about you and how you got into this, and I want to give you hopefully enough time to be able to do that. So go ahead.
Okay. Thanks, Carol. Yes, I got into this business because I sold my business through a business broker. My partner and I, we started a business in 1995 called First Impression Security Doors, and we started out of our garage in Mesa, Arizona.
People don't realize it was actually started by him. Go ahead.
Yep, it was started in a garage, and we built it up over a 5.5-year period, and then in 2001 we decided, hey, it's time to do something else. Let's look into selling the business. And so we interviewed business brokers, and they did a valuation on the business, and we decided, hey, let's go ahead and list the business with the business broker. So we did that, and the business broker sold the business for us. And during the selling process, I became friends with the owner of that business broker company, and he asked me, what are you going to do after you sell your business? I said, well, take a vacation because I'm tired. And then after that, I don't know. I'm an entrepreneur. Maybe I'll start another business. He said, you'd be perfect as a business broker because the most successful business brokers are former business owners. So I said, well, I'll think about it. So long story short, I took a vacation and went to him and said, hey, were you serious? He said, yes. I said, let me give it a try. So I gave it a shot, and the rest is history. I've been doing it since 2001.
That is unbelievable. That's a great story, and we all remember and know that company, and so that's neat that it started in your garage.
Yes.
So someone wants to talk to you. What do they need to gather right away, you know, when they're calling you and they're thinking about this, when they make that initial call? Go ahead.
Yeah, when they initially call me, I'll give them a list of items that I need to see when we get together. And those items would be their last 3 years profit and loss statements, their last 3 years balance sheets, their last 3 years business tax returns. I'll need to know what the current fair market value of all their furniture and fixtures and equipment are worth. If they're like a retail store and they have lots of inventory, I'll need to get an idea of what the value of their inventory is at cost. And then the rest of it is basically just information that I collect when I meet with them.
And again, it's any kind of business. Tell them some businesses that you are looking for right now.
Well, businesses that are really hot right now are manufacturing companies and contractor businesses. Landscaping companies are very hot right now. Businesses that are in the fire equipment industry are very hot. Service businesses that have high net incomes over $100,000 are in big demand right now.
Well, he does a free, no obligation valuation for your business out there, and he's a success fee. That's how he does it. So he's going to work awfully hard for you guys out there. He's been doing this since 2001. It's a free, no obligation valuation for your business. Call him at 480-707-7721. It's PhilSellsBiz.com.